everybody. We're so grateful that you could join us again for another reading. This play that we're doing is called Rasheeda Speaking, and it seems pulled right from the headlines of today. I'm so grateful to our cast. Dr. David Williams is being played by J. Max Baker. Eileen Van Meter is Annie Edgerton. Jacqueline Spaulding is being played by Chase Jackson, and Rose Saunders is being played by Marlena Lustig. The play was originally done in Chicago, and then the new group did it in New York. Our stage directions will be read by Mitchell Malnati. This is Rasheeda Speaking by Joel Drake Johnson.
A small office, 2 desks. There is a counter where patients check in. There's a door to a restroom and a door that leads to the other side of the counter. A table in one of the corners is used for coffee and pastries. There's a small refrigerator on the table. There are plants around the office and one on Jacqueline's desk. Dr. Williams and Eileen talk quietly, secretly, at the top of the scene.
Do you want to take a look at the patient list, doctor?
In a minute. You know Jackie's coming back today.
Oh, good.
And I wanted to talk to you about that, about her return, and wanted to do it before I do my rounds.
That's fine.
And before she shows up here.
Okay.
I've been a bit concerned about her.
Have you?
Well, since she was hired,
Oh.
I don't think she fits in. I don't think her work is very good.
Oh, I think she does okay.
She seems unhappy.
That's true.
And that unhappiness rubs off on everyone around her.
Well, I can sometimes get her out of that, though. I kid around with her. I tease her. I try to get her to relax a little bit.
Well, that's because you're a fantastic colleague.
Thank you.
No, you are. You're the best.
Oh.
And Jackie may be okay in her job.
Well, she works pretty hard.
But her attitude is terrible. And she hates me.
Oh, I don't think she hates you.
Oh, she never looks me in the eye.
Well, I think she's shy.
I don't think it's shyness.
I think it might be.
And how can I communicate with someone who doesn't look me in the eye? How can I trust that person? How can that person fit into the teamwork atmosphere that I want for this office? A teamwork atmosphere that is best for my patients. She represents this office, remember? And even worse, she represents me.
She can be abrupt.
Rude.
But she does her job.
Rudely.
Well, I think she's still very unsure of herself.
Oh, she's been here 6 months.
There's a lot to learn.
And she's got a great teacher in you.
Thank you. I love my job.
And I love your work. And I know that Pam Edson on the 5th floor. Do you know Pam?
I don't.
I know Pam Edson, this really great gal, is interested in working here with me, with you.
Oh.
I've told her about you, and so she knows how great you are.
Thank you.
A team worker all the way.
That's good.
But I don't want to lose her. She's that good, and I know that I will if I don't act pretty quickly.
Oh, well, so you're going to get rid of Jacqueline?
Or get her transferred if possible.
Oh, that would be so much better.
You're the nicest person.
Thanks.
But I've got to have stats. Some facts about the way she works. You know how human resources can be. You've had some training.
A little.
Lots of demands.
Sometimes they're necessary.
And then sometimes they protect people who shouldn't be protected. But if I can't get some real data on Jackie, I'm not sure I can finagle some kind of turnover, you know? Maybe get her back at her old job doing Xeroxing.
She hated that job.
But I need you to do some observations.
Me?
Some careful observing of her work.
Well, I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, just make note of her behavior. Say with patience.
Is this why you promoted me to office manager?
No.
To get rid of Jacqueline?
Absolutely not. I need someone to oversee the office.
There's only 2 of us.
I need a manager who reports to me.
Oh.
At the time of the promotion, I was not thinking about Jackie, and I mean that. You've been my right-hand girl for 8 years now, so why not give my right-hand girl a promotion and a raise, right? You're the best, Eileen. You've got to know that. The very best.
Thank you, doctor.
And you believe me?
Of course.
I'd be lost without you. And this is one of those times I really need you to help me. Help me in putting this office back to the way it used to be before I made the mistake of hiring Jackie. We miss Denise, don't we?
I love Denise.
So it's time to find someone who can really take her place, right?
Okay, I guess yes.
What I'm about to tell you is confidential, strictly between you and me. But you know, human resources told me that Jackie is having anxiety attacks.
Jacqueline, I can't imagine.
Jackie's family doctor called and told them she's been home this week because she's suffering from anxiety, something about toxins in the air.
She's talked about toxins.
But I told HR, listen, her anxiety attacks have nothing to do with toxins. It comes from her knowing that she doesn't belong in this office. She's not meant for this office. She doesn't have the social skills for it. Too angry, too mad at the world. And I made a mistake in hiring her, thinking I should do HR a favor, and who now tell me that I have to have some kind of documentation.
From me.
From you to me. I don't want you spying for me, but I do want you to be able to rely on your good observations. Objective observations, I mean.
I will keep my eyes open and observations objective.
And I was, don't let her get away with anything. You notice it, you make a note of it.
I will do that.
I was hoping we could meet a little early every morning for the next week or so. Preferably before she gets here, just to keep each other updated.
Updated.
Now that she's coming back, I gotta take some kind of stand. We have to take some kind of stand, and there are all kind of ramifications. You know what I mean.
I think I do.
It's hard to get rid of people today with all the tricks that human resources can pull out of their hat, and those superficial laws about harassment, with all the resentment she has built up inside her. Wow. There's going to be a lot of tricks pulled from that particular hat.
The race card, you mean?
You're not to say that.
Oh, okay.
You understand.
I guess.
We don't go there, okay? That's not what I'm about.
And I know that.
Not that there isn't cause.
Cause.
Did I mention Pam Edson?
You did.
I think the three of us would make a great team, and that's what it's all about, wouldn't you say?
I would, but what if Jacqueline changes? What if she gets better?
You think that's going to happen?
It might.
Come on. You really think so?
Well, she seems set in her
ways. That's right. But you know, Eileen, I'm set in my ways too. And part of that set includes wanting and needing to be comfortable in my own office with a staff that likes me, that wants to be with me, working with me, hanging in there with me and for me. I have patients who are in deep, deep trouble when they come in here.
I understand.
And I don't need them subjected to the whims of Jackie the prima donna. Right? Right.
She is, but I think it's part of what I like about her.
And it's time to let that go.
Of course.
We're a team.
Yes,
And we're together on this.
we are.
Fantastic. So, is this the patient list?
Oh, okay. Yes, this is it.
Any surprises here?
Oh, you're seeing Mrs. Saunders before you do your rounds, a possible tumor near the pancreas.
I remember.
She has to rely on her son to get here, and her son has to go to work.
Gotcha.
You approved it.
Yes, I did. Anything else? Oh, so is this the hazelnut stuff?
It's regular coffee.
Good deal. I hated that hazelnut stuff.
I know you did. And there's Splenda.
Oh, yippee. Already a good morning. Just grab my cup of coffee.
Ooh, take a sweet roll.
I shouldn't.
Go ahead.
You don't think I look fat?
You look great, doctor. You always look great.
Then I'm going to take one. This one looks like a winner. What time is it?
7:14
And Mrs. Saunders gets here.
at 7:30.
Got to get moving then. I don't want to be out here when Jackie comes in. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
She's late, right?
Oh, She has 10 seconds.
You'd think after a 5-day absence, she'd get here a little early.
Dr. Williams' office, Eileen speaking. Oh, what day was that? I see it here. You want to rebook? Oh, that's no problem.
Jacqueline enters. She sees her plants. She sees her desk.
Just remember that he has surgery on Tuesday.
My plants are near dead.
Good, good. You call when you're ready.
What's all this stuff on my desk?
Okay, bye-bye. Welcome back. How are you?
Not so good. What's with my desk? What happened to my plants?
Well, you've been gone such a long time.
5 days. I missed 5 days.
That's a long time.
And you're going to let my plants die?
Well, I didn't know what to do.
Didn't know what to do? Look at these things. You can't tell they need water?
Well, I guess I just thought, that, I don't know, they looked okay and I didn't want to overwater.
Overwater?
I bet you can bring them back.
I'm no miracle worker.
Sure you are.
Looks like you forgot I was ever here.
I didn't forget.
Looks like it. Looks like it right here. All this mess on my desk.
I missed you.
I bet you did.
I did.
Looks like you haven't done anything since I left.
We've been very busy.
Well, I believe that. Did the doctor miss me?
He did.
Did he say?
He did. He said so.
I bet he didn't even know I was gone.
Oh, of course he knew.
So he said something.
Well, sort of. He just knew. That's all. Now, no, don't spill that water on the floor.
I don't.
Oh, well, actually you do. I've slipped a couple times.
I don't. Not for me, you didn't.
Well, where is it coming from? Is it raining in here?
Must be. The ceiling has a leak.
Oh, you just spilled some water.
I'll get it when I'm done.
It's right there, over there.
Yes, boss.
That's it. Good job. Good job. So how are you feeling?
I was feeling pretty okay until I walked in here and saw my plants and overloaded desk. Plus the air in this place is full of toxins.
Yeah, I know you've said that before, but I never...
It doesn't affect everyone. I thought these plants would soak it all up, but I still feel that dirty air. That Xerox machine is a big part of it. I don't think my desk should be so close to it. My doctor doesn't either.
You went to a doctor?
I had to. I was that sick. Sneezing like crazy, coughing like crazy, terrible headaches. My doctor also said that if the office is anywhere near a lab, that I might be getting sick from those lab fumes that just come creeping through the space at the bottom of the laboratory door and move their way into this office. He gave me this pamphlet to read, all about the toxins in the air and how it has changed the atmosphere and changed how we breathe. Read it with a grain of salt, he said, but he said there was some real truth in it that might help me figure out what was going on with me. According to this pamphlet, lab fumes are a heavier kind of fume that dance around your feet, but that doesn't mean it can't affect you. And we have those labs all over the 6th floor, so there's lots of toxins dancing around our feet and legs. You want to read the pamphlet?
Not right now. You got another spill right there.
I know. I'm about to asphyxiate myself, by the way. I can smell it.
You cannot smell it.
Read the pamphlet the good doctor gave to me. I can smell those lab toxins burning my nostrils. Oh, they can actually burn the inside of your nose, leave scars in your nostrils. You come down here.
I'm not.
It's like poison. Get down here and smell this. You smell that?
I don't smell anything.
You must be immune. Some people are immune.
Now, just make sure it's dry. It's slippery even when it's moist.
Yes, Your Highness. Who doesn't seem to care if I've got my head right in the middle of all this poison?
Well, I slid one time after you watered and I almost fell.
Maybe it's your shoes.
It's not my shoes. It's the water you put on the floor.
You ought to look at the bottom of your shoes. They might be shiny and smooth, in which case they're causing you to slide.
I don't think there's anything wrong with my shoes.
Let me see the bottoms. Come on. They're shiny and smooth.
Ugh, they are not.
I can practically see my reflection. And what is all this on my desk?
You know what it is? Patient insurance forms, outstanding bills.
You've been saving those up for me?
Well, they've been stacking up.
Oh, Lord.
We've got 5 patients today.
You and the doctor.
Well, we had our patients meeting.
But I wasn't here.
The doctor wanted to start early.
Start early?
Hold on a minute. Dr. Williams' office, Eileen speaking. How can I help you? What are you looking for? The earliest I can put you in is 2:45 on Wednesday the 9th. Do you want me to put you down for that? I need your name and date of birth. Oh, you want to spell that for me? That's Neff, Neff. Okay, and that's Wednesday the 9th at 2:45. Okay, then. Now remember to bring your insurance information and to check in on the first floor before you come to the doctor's office. You check in on the first floor. That's right. You have a nice day.
This isn't mine.
Oh, that belongs to me, but I didn't have anywhere else to put it.
Well, where am I supposed to do with it?
Well, you've got that clean shelf.
But I don't want it on here on my shelf.
Well, can I keep it there? My shelves are full.
If you were to straighten up a little, you might have room for it.
Eileen gets up and moves a few things around on her shelf and then takes the hole puncher from Jacqueline. She puts it on her shelf and goes to her desk to work. Jacqueline sets up a very small fan on her desk near her computer and she turns it on.
What's that for?
My doctor says I might have an allergic reaction to the rays emitted by my computer.
Really?
He said the fan scatters the rays so they lose their potency. And these crystals here
Oh, they're pretty.
can deactivate the molecular poison that hangs around the room like a fruit fly.
I've never heard of such a thing.
My doctor says they exist. You've got poisonous rays coming out at you.
I don't feel anything.
I can bet right now that your head is soaking up those rays. That might be why you look so pale and puffy.
I look pale.
And a little puffy. The rays are stealing all your color.
Maybe I should wear a face mask.
Maybe. Might look better if nothing else.
I think you're the one that should wear the face mask.
You calling me ugly?
Oh, never ugly. Homely, yes. I missed you.
You didn't.
I did.
What did you miss most?
Your humor.
I'm funny?
Your drama.
I don't have any drama.
You are full of drama. Your stories, your yammering.
I don't yammer.
You yammer.
You were surprised to see me, weren't you?
I wasn't.
Caught you off guard, didn't I?
Not really.
Buried my desk with your stuff.
It's not buried.
You had my desk looking like your desk. And just because you can't find a place for your hole punch doesn't mean it should be stuck in my area.
Well, I'll remember that the next time you ask to borrow it.
I don't use it.
You use it all the time.
Name 2 times.
I don't remember.
Name 1 then, just 1.
I don't remember that kind of stuff.
Because you know I didn't.
I know you did. So you've been having anxiety attacks.
Who told you I had an anxiety attack?
You did.
I did not.
You did.
I wouldn't tell you.
Well, then why do I know?
Exactly. Why do you know?
Well, you must have mentioned it.
I haven't mentioned it.
I think you did. I think you must have. And I just wondered what, I don't know, since you brought it up, I wondered if you were better now.
And wonders, did you hear me? Wonders never cease.
How's your daughter doing?
She's fine.
Still recuperating?
She's fine.
How are your neighbors doing?
They're fine too.
Are they still giving you a hard time? Still bringing down the property values? You remember telling me that? How they were ruining the neighborhood? I like it when you yammer on and on about them.
I've got nothing to say right now. You see all this work you set in front of me. See all this stuff I got to enter.
Are they still being crazy?
They're always crazy.
Are they still the nastiest people you've ever known?
I never said that.
You said that. You said they were the nastiest, dirtiest people in the world.
Did I?
You did.
Well, maybe I did.
So you still think so?
I do. Now they're up all night too, driving their car up and down the driveway. I had to get up once and come stand on my porch and tell them to stop driving their car up and down the driveway like they were doing, or I was going to call the police.
And did they?
They did. They got real quiet. But you can't trust when they get real quiet because it means they're making drugs in the basement. Cocaine, you know, and heroin, I would bet.
You've seen it?
I heard them talk. They don't always speak Mexicans, especially the younger ones. They're always buying new things for the house. And I know only the wife is working. I know that for sure. And she's only working at some cafe, some diner on Central and Division. So you know it's not her money paying for things. And their teenage daughter is pregnant and isn't married.
How old?
I wouldn't think much more than 15.
15.
Tops. And if it weren't plenty of ways to stop a pregnancy these days. In my day, that stuff was hard to come by, so I had to have my baby, married or not. Oh. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Jackie. Nice to have you back.
Jacqueline.
Why do I keep doing that?
I don't know.
I guess I want your name to be Jackie.
It's Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Like Jacqueline Kennedy. Although that's so formal. Didn't she go by Jackie? Jackie Kennedy, remember?
Yes,
And then Jacqueline Onassis.
that's right.
But I'll get it. Don't you worry.
I won't.
So, are you feeling better, Jacqueline?
I am feeling better.
Did you ever figure out what was going on?
My doctor says there might be something in the air.
The air.
Toxins, he says. He gave me a pamphlet to read. Told me to read it with a grain of salt, but he thought there was some real truth to it. I got it here.
Toxins. Is that why you have a fan?
And the black crystals. My doctor thought it would help.
Well, I hope it does. Can't be too careful when it comes to toxins.
You want to read this pamphlet, Dr. Williams? It got some interesting suggestions.
Oh, maybe later. Meanwhile, welcome back. We missed you.
Did you?
Well, look at all the work that got piled up.
I see it. Eileen said you've been through the patient list.
Well, you were a little late,
I wasn't late.
A tiny bit.
and I needed to get started.
I think we just weren't sure.
I know it must be hard to come back after 5 days,
I was not late.
knowing there is so much work to do.
I'll catch up.
I'm sure you will. I think I'm gonna steal another sweet roll. Nothing like another sweet roll to make you feel fat.
You are not fat.
What do you think, Jack?
I think you're the doctor, and you must know what's best for you.
Good answer. Good answer. I hope that fan keeps you healthy. Now, don't you eat all those sweet rolls.
I won't.
And welcome back.
He thought I was late.
You were a tiny bit.
I was right on time. I know because I waited until the last second to come in.
Well, and he's a little dingy sometimes, you know doctors.
He'd better find a way to undingy himself, and he can't get my name.
Well, you were gone for 5 days.
I worked for him for 6 months.
He has a mental block.
That's a big old mental block he's got. He just looks right through me. Have you noticed? Right through me.
I hadn't noticed.
Now, of course not. He doesn't do that to you. He does it to me. And you know why?
Why?
Because he doesn't think white people should socialize with black people.
He doesn't think that.
He does. Black people should be seen, not heard. Seen, not heard. Ever. Walk by. Hello. Don't look. Walk by. Hello. Don't look.
That's a terrible accusation.
I'm not throwing out accusations. I'm throwing out what I see and what I hear. And what I see and what I hear is not an accusation. It's an objective fact. But the man's got his right to do as he pleases as far as his interactions with me. That's his right. And I don't care one way or the other. All I know for sure is that I don't want him calling me Jackie because it reminds him of Jackie Kennedy, or he thinks it makes us friends. We're not friends. He's one of those white men, you know, you see standing in a room with other white men, all of them giving secret code look. They're always giving each other like they got some joke to tell if only this black person wasn't in the room, getting in their way, changing the atmosphere, taking away their right to be free. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I wonder what he'd do if some black woman hit on him.
You plan on hitting on him,
I
Jacqueline?
do not.
You must be thinking about it.
I don't find him good looking.
Ah, I think you do.
I think you do.
Oh, no, I think you do.
I see you go all soft and rubber when he walks in the room.
I have never been rubbery.
You are a big piece of rubber when he's in the room. I think it gets in the way of your work.
You don't.
I sure do.
Oh. You should know, by the way,
What is that?
there's been a change.
What does that mean, a change?
I'm office manager.
What?
I was hoping the doc would
The doc?
tell you, yes, but He asked me to be office manager. He promoted me while you were gone.
No, he didn't.
He did.
But there's only two of us.
Well, he thought someone needed to be the manager.
And he picked you?
He did.
But your desk is so messy.
Well, I know where everything is.
I would bet you on that.
I do.
I would bet you. I'm going to hide something in your desk and see if you can find it.
Go ahead.
I will. I'll do that, and then we'll see.
Okay.
So what is it that you manage?
The office
The office.
and everything in it.
Does that include me? Am I part of everything? You manage me?
I do, sort of. I oversee your work.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not.
Are you checking up on me now?
No.
Is that the reason you laid your hole punch on my desk? You're testing me? You're managing me?
No.
You're watching me water my plants?
No.
Making sure I don't spill on the office floor?
Well, it's part of what I think I should be doing.
You manage the floor, the office floor.
It's part of my concern.
And is this concern the reason you and the doctor are meeting before I get here?
Well, I can't speak for the doctor.
You can't speak?
For the doctor.
Who thinks I was late? So you're going to write things down?
Well, I guess.
Did you write something down already?
Well, no, not really.
But you wrote something down, right? Notes.
No,
right?
no. Just barely any notes.
About the water? My complaints? My fictitious lateness?
I wouldn't worry about it.
You wouldn't?
It's procedure.
Have I done anything good so far?
Sure.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. Although I should say I can't share that with you. But you've done some good things. It doesn't mean anything, really. Not really.
Did you get a raise for this note taking you're doing?
I guess. I mean, yes, I got a raise.
So this is a serious promotion.
If you want to call it that.
I do. I want to call it that.
Well, I've been here 8 years, remember?
Well, then you've worked for this promotion.
I think I did. Yes.
We're not open yet.
Oh, she has an early appointment.
I think I have an appointment. Am I early?
No, you're just fine, Mrs. Saunders, right?
Yes.
Since when did we take patients this early?
Since right now.
Was anybody going to tell me?
Well, if you'd been here for the patient review, you'd know.
My son drove me all the way from Lake Bluff.
That's a long way.
Oh, it is.
Jacqueline will be right with you. This is yours.
You taking notes?
I'm not taking notes.
Do you validate parking?
Don't make her wait.
But I've got these forms.
Jacqueline will validate your parking.
I know that parking in the city of Chicago is very expensive.
Just can't make her stand there.
You know, things are not very well marked in this building. It's like a maze.
Can I help you?
I was just saying.
You have an appointment?
I have an appointment.
Did you check in on the first floor?
Oh, was I supposed to check in?
On the first floor.
I don't think anyone told me.
Someone would have told you.
It's okay.
Maybe I forgot. Maybe you told my son, but he said nothing to me.
And there is a sign posted on the first floor that says you must check in on the first floor before you can register here. You would have walked right by it.
Oh, well, I didn't see anything, although I was having a hard time finding my way.
What is your date of birth?
Oh, June 9th, 1937. Should I go back to the first floor?
And your name?
Rose Saunders. If I had known, I would...
Hold on. This is Jacqueline from Dr. Williams' office. How are you doing this morning? Good, good. Well, thank you, and I'm feeling much better. Listen, do you have a Rose Saunders listed? You do? Okay, well, she's up here.
I didn't realize.
I don't know how. I know. Doesn't matter what you say. I think so. I do. What are you here for, Mrs. Saunders?
I guess it's not written down.
We're just verifying.
I had a CT scan. I think it was
A possible tumor.
yes, a possible tumor that might have to be removed.
You got her then. Okay, you too. You want to fill out these forms and sign here and here and here. You got your insurance card?
I do.
I'll need to see that.
I have it.
I'll give this right back.
I hope you're not mad at me for not checking in. I swear to you, nobody told me.
No one is mad.
You must always check in on the first floor. That's the policy here.
It's not a very clear policy.
Now, if you can take these papers right over there.
I would have done whatever I was told to
We
do.
always tell our patients to do that.
I'm sure you would have, Mrs. Saunders.
I'm already so nervous.
Jacqueline, I'll take it from here.
I got it.
I don't think you have.
You know, the last time I was here, when I came for my CT scan, I filled these papers out.
Each time you return, you have to do it again.
But I answered all these questions already.
It's the policy.
You don't have to do it again.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'll take over.
I said I'm doing okay.
I don't think you are.
So do I just wait?
I'm doing just fine.
No, you are not.
Did I do something wrong?
Why don't we go this way, Mrs. Saunders?
She seems awfully angry. I hope that's not towards me.
Oh, she's not mad at you.
And she's rather impatient, you know. Does she hate her job, do you suppose?
She's just had a hard day.
But you know what I mean.
I understand.
So now where am I going? It's like a maze in this building.
You just go down to the end of the hallway where Nurse Linda will come meet you.
She knows I'm coming?
She does, and she'll take you back.
And my son?
We'll let him know where you are.
Eileen walks Rose out. Jacqueline stands waiting for Eileen. She then takes the insurance forms from her desk and puts them on Eileen's. She waits a bit. She looks in one of Eileen's drawers, and she closes the drawer. Eileen comes back, and Jacqueline goes to her desk.
So what are these? Why are they on my desk? You can't just leave them on my desk.
I assumed you wanted to do everything now that you manage the office.
Well, I thought you were having problems, a self-created problem.
Is that office management talk? Self-created problems?
It's what I observed, and I thought I could help solve the problem.
You embarrassed me.
Well, I didn't mean to do that.
Well, you did.
Well, I could see things were starting to get out of control.
So you thought the best thing to do was embarrass me, make me feel incompetent.
I had to think of the patient. The patient always comes first. Here, you take these.
I will not.
You take these.
You're overseeing me right now.
Oh, yes, yes. As a matter of fact, yes, I am overseeing you.
I'll take these.
This is not a good start to your return.
What is wrong with my start?
I thought you were rude with that patient, cutting her off, speaking to her in a rude way.
I talk to that woman in the same way you talk to patients.
I never talk to patients like that.
You do, and when I ask you about it, you called it the efficient way to process patients.
That is not what I meant.
All about saving time, you said. And don't we get the riot act if patients don't register on the first floor?
I never have.
You never have?
I never have.
Well, then you're just Princess Perfect, aren't you?
I can be. I like to be.
And so you are.
I wish you wouldn't take that attitude.
I'm not taking an attitude.
You are, Jacqueline, and you know you are.
This ain't no attitude. This is real life.
And so we should talk about it.
I got things to do.
We both do.
Then if you'll excuse me.
But I think we should get along.
And I will get along.
I hope.
And I hope so too.
I do.
You do and you don't.
Oh, if I don't, God forgive me, I am still trying.
Then you keep that up. You keep that trying up. Now, excuse me. I got a lot of work to do and I don't have time for this chatter. Don't have it. Write that in your notes. Employee asked to get back to work. Write it down.
You need to be careful.
Careful.
You need to be careful.
Of what?
Just that.
Are you after my job?
What? No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
What? Yes, I'm sure.
Is the doctor trying to get rid of me?
He is not.
You're just doing your office management. Trying it out. Seeing how it fits now that I'm back, right? Seeing how it's done. What you can get away with, right?
I am just doing what the doc wants me to do.
And what is that?
My job, that's all.
Then I guess I'll just do my job too. Carefully.
Yes. Good.
very carefully.
Exactly.
You can watch me all you want because I'm going to be so careful. I will make you so proud. Did you hear me? I will make you so proud of your effective office management.
Good. That's all I ask, Jacqueline. That's all. You want a pastry?
No, but thank you, just the same.
A donut?
I would not like a donut, but thanks for asking.
How about a cup of coffee?
I don't want anything, but thanks, Eileen.
You're welcome. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Slow crossfade to the next morning. It is extra early. Eileen is making the coffee and setting out the pastries.
So was yesterday as bad as Mrs. Saunders made out?
Oh, I thought Jacqueline was abrupt and curt,
Mrs. Saunders said she scolded her.
and I would agree with that.
She said she condescended to her.
I guess you could say that too.
I want you to be objective.
She might have been condescending. In fact, yes, she was condescending.
Doesn't surprise me. Even her silences are aggressively curt, condescending. It drives me crazy. I have a theory about that. That aggressive use of condescension. It's their way of protecting themselves from their own lack of esteem. Their self-esteem and power, a power they will probably never have. I feel bad for people like her and all the other hers I run into. But building self-esteem and power is not part of my profession.
But she was very curt. She was condescending, from my point of view.
And I trust your point of view. And your documentation was great.
Oh, thank you.
Nothing but the facts, no emotion. Very good.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Saunders will once again be the first of 6 patients you will see today.
You make sure you wait on her.
I will.
I can't have Jackie talking to my patients that way.
Oh, of course not. I will take care of Mrs. Saunders.
You know, I might feel differently if she would just look at me. You know, just look at me like I'm here of the surgeon who hired her for this job, instead of treating me like I'm some kind of villain.
Well, I don't know if I should say this, but
What's that?
I think she's nervous around you.
Nervous? Around me?
I think she may have a crush on you, Doctor. I think that it might be why she can't look you in the eyes. I think she does.
That's pretty funny.
But I think she does.
Well, she's got a crazy way of showing it.
I bet she does, though, have a crush on you.
Should I be flattered?
You can if you want to be.
I have to think about that. Oh, well, good morning, Jacqueline.
Good morning.
Where did you come from?
From home.
I didn't hear you. What?
I just walked in.
Oh, there's regular coffee, Jacqueline. Ain't no more of that hazelnut stuff.
Isn't.
What's that?
Isn't any more of that hazelnut stuff.
Gotcha. Isn't.
Which is too bad because I like hazelnut.
But there's still bagels and sweet rolls.
No thanks.
Oh, you're a lot more disciplined than me.
What you got there anyway?
A plant.
A plant.
You think we needed another plant?
I'll be in my office. You'll send you know who right over to me?
Yes, doctor.
You had the meeting already?
Oh, we started a little earlier than usual.
No one told me. You didn't tell me.
Oh, that's my fault.
I forgot.
What time should I be here?
Oh, you don't need to come any earlier.
I'm not.
I shouldn't come to the meetings?
Now that Eileen is office manager, she can fill you in on all the details.
That's right.
Eileen will tell me.
She'll give you the details. You have a good morning now.
So
what are you doing with that thing?
It's a plant.
Well, what are you doing with another plant?
I brought it for you.
Me?
So I'm not part of the morning meetings?
I didn't know.
You didn't?
Not until just this minute, I swear. It's a pretty plant.
I thought it would sit nicely right here. Do you like it here?
It's pretty, Jacqueline, but I don't see how you got it here.
Must up my clothes a little.
I barely noticed.
It's out of the way there, but you can still look at it all day.
You didn't have to buy me a plant.
I don't know. I do not want you to be mad at me.
I wasn't mad.
I thought you were.
I wasn't.
I think you are.
Not anymore.
This blooms too. Every 2 years when I bought it, they said that this is a year for blooming.
Thank you, Jacqueline. That is very sweet of you.
I did it by way of saying I am sorry.
I appreciate it.
And this is for you too.
Oh, come on.
I feel bad.
I can't take this.
Please.
You don't owe me a gift.
I want you to have it.
This is too much.
But I want you to have it.
Well, thank you.
You should open it at home.
Okay.
In case you're disappointed, I don't want to read it in your face. This way you have a chance to respond in private, and then you can pretend you like it when you see me in the morning. You can practice liking it, Boy, Jacqueline, I just loved your gift. Thank you. You know what I mean.
I suppose that's a good idea.
I'm more comfortable with that. What's it called here?
It's beautiful.
I can't pronounce it, but all the directions are here. So if I'm gone, you can just read this.
I will do my best.
So I shouldn't get here as early. I shouldn't participate in the patients' meetings.
Oh, well, no, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not sure. It sounds like you don't have to. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome. I figured out how I can use it.
Oh, good. I thought you would.
I don't think I've ever heard Dr. Williams laugh. What made him laugh like that?
A joke.
He likes jokes?
He liked that one.
Did you tell him the joke?
Yes, I did.
So tell me.
I'm not telling you.
It was a dirty joke?
Sort of.
You tell Dr. Williams dirty jokes?
No. Well, just this one time because it fit the tenor of the conversation.
What were you talking about?
All kinds of things.
All dirty kinds of things?
No.
Was it personal stuff?
Not really.
So you get here early in the morning to make each other laugh. Is that why you start early?
Of course not.
So the joke was work related?
Some of it.
Now that you're office manager?
Now that I'm office manager, exactly.
He doesn't like to socialize with Black people. He doesn't.
Well, I heard you said that yesterday, remember?
You don't think that's true?
I don't think he minds socializing with Black people.
Oh, he minds. He doesn't like it. He's uncomfortable.
No, he's not. He's a doctor, for heaven's sake.
That makes a difference?
I think it does.
How?
Well, doctors like people. He's a doctor, so he likes people.
He's a surgeon. That's different from a doctor.
No, it isn't.
It is. I read about that. There was a story in the newspaper about surgeons, that they lack empathy, and so they tell dirty jokes while they're operating.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. It's in the newspaper. The newspaper said that. I didn't say it. Call the newspaper crazy.
Well, Doc doesn't tell dirty jokes when he operates.
How do you know? You operate with him?
No, I just do, that's all.
You in love with the doctor?
No.
You are too.
I am not.
Don't get mad at me. I got nothing against it, but I bet your husband wouldn't like it, would he? I bet he'd be upset to know you meet the doctor early every morning before I even get off the bus.
He knows I meet with him.
He knows you're in love, sweet love with him.
I am not in love with the doctor, and you are to stop saying that.
It's not a bad thing. I don't think it's bad, although it is adulterous.
Please.
But it might be worth it since you get to tell him dirty jokes and all.
I am not listening to this.
And he laughs awful hard when you tell him once, so he must love you too. Oh, Mrs. Saunders.
Oh, what? Oh, I'll take care of this.
Let me.
No, I'll take care of it. Good morning, Mrs. Saunders. How are you today?
I'm just a little worried.
Nice to see you, Mrs. Saunders.
I got it.
I apologize.
Let me handle this.
I'm sorry I upset you.
You're still not mad at me, are you?
I am not mad at you, and I'm sorry you thought I was.
Mrs. Saunders, you can just take this right on down to the waiting area.
We were just so busy.
Well, I know.
And Eileen was unable to help me, and I'd been out of the office with a virus for almost a week. And they really do get upset with you if the patient doesn't register on the first floor before they come upstairs.
You know where the waiting room is, don't you, Mrs. Saunders?
I do now.
I can just walk you down.
That would be fine, and I appreciate your apology.
And I appreciate your forgiveness.
You got everything there, Mrs. Saunders?
I know you can go a little crazy sometimes.
And I was, and I admit that.
My son thinks it's your culture to act the way you did.
My culture?
Oh, something about your way to get revenge for slavery. I didn't exactly know what he meant. Slavery was such a long time ago.
I will walk you down the hall, Mrs. Saunders.
I can do it.
You stay here.
But it would be my privilege to walk with Mrs. Saunders. She can tell me a little bit more about this revenge for slavery theory.
I said I'll take her down to the waiting area. You have other things to do here, don't you?
I do?
You should probably take me.
Right this way, Mrs. Saunders.
Did I upset her again?
Shh.
Rose and Eileen leave. Jacqueline goes to Eileen's desk and opens a drawer. She looks in, she reaches in and pulls things out, reads a bit from a notebook, and then puts everything back, but in opposite drawers. She then returns to her desk.
I wish you hadn't done that.
What?
Approached the patient.
I wanted to apologize. I knew I was wrong.
You upset her again.
How? How did I upset her?
I don't know. You just did. You were so forward with her.
But she said she appreciated it.
But I don't think she did. From now on, just let me take care of any patient who comes in.
You don't want me working with patients?
Not for a while.
What did I do?
You were unprofessional.
I was trying to apologize.
I'm just saying.
I was trying to apologize. Apologizing is not unprofessional?
It can be, and it was.
So will you write that down?
What I write down is none of your business.
If it's about me, then yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It is my business.
I don't think so, Jacqueline.
You agree with her, son?
I thought what he said was ridiculous.
Do you?
I do.
Do you?
And I am sorry she said that. What are you doing?
I was going to take your forms.
I can do them.
But if you work with all the patients.
I can do the forms too. You want to get the phone?
What if it's a patient on the phone?
You can talk to patients on the phone.
Are you sure?
Please put those down and answer the phone.
Good morning, Dr. Williams' office. My name is Jacqueline. How can I help you? I sure can. Hold on just a second. Can I have your name and date of birth? And your insurance? What day were you looking at, Mr. Gamble? A Thursday, next week. Well, I don't have anything for next week on Thursday, but Thursday the week after I have a 2 and a 4. You want a 4? Now, have you been to the office, sir? You have to check in at the first floor desk before you come up to see the doctor, okay? Oh, and don't forget to bring your insurance card and a valid ID, all right? We'll see you in a little over 2 weeks, Mr. Gamble. You're welcome. How was that?
It was fine. It was very nice, but you could slow down a little.
I will slow down.
Just a little.
But I passed, right?
It's not a matter of passing. You're not in school.
I'm in life, right?
In life? Yes, you're in life.
I wish you would let me do all the insurance forms.
There's no need. What is this?
What is what?
Well, all my stuff has been moved, and it's been moved to here.
What do you mean?
Somebody switched my drawers.
Nobody switched your drawers.
This stuff used to be in this drawer, and this stuff was in this drawer.
You just forgot.
I did not forget.
I bet you did. Who's going to switch your drawers?
I'm more worried about why. Why would they switch my drawers?
I think you changed things and forgot.
I don't think so.
Then who did?
I don't know.
Who would do a crazy thing like that? Who would switch your drawers just for fun of it? You sure you're all right? You are looking so pale today.
I'm fine.
Well, you look pale. Extra pale and pasty. I didn't tell you that last night my neighbors got into a big, huge fight, screaming at each other and going crazy. Are you listening?
Yes.
That daughter I told you about, the pregnant 14-year-old? Well, I guess she got pregnant through her first cousin who lives in the house with them. And guess how old he is? He's 25. Can you imagine? This 14-year-old is having incest with her 25-year-old cousin, and now she's pregnant with his kid. And so the parents are screaming and fighting and pushing at each other. And then they're tugging at the daughter who's screaming that she consented to having sex. And that's when her brother comes flying out with a rifle about to shoot his first cousin through the head. Now everybody's hollering in Mexican, you know, the way they go back and forth between languages. And that's when my daughter and I ducked behind the curtains, got down on all fours and crawled into my bedroom so I could call the police, who showed up quickly and took everybody out of the house and to the police station. And you know what that crazy girl was shouting at everybody as they were loading up? She's saying, "I'm keeping this baby. I ain't giving this baby up." Can you believe that? Can you believe after all that? This 14-year-old wants to keep her baby, who is also her cousin. We just laughed and laughed. We got to giggling so hard, we gave ourselves stomach aches. But once they were gone, boy, oh boy, you should have heard the quiet. I thought for a minute that I was in the country and prayed to God that they never, never, ever return. Deport them. God, please deport those people out of my life, because then I'd be able to have a nice house and a sweet, pretty yard. And I could sit out front and have a lovely porch out there too, with porch furniture that matches, wrought iron, black. So how are things in your neighborhood? You feeling pretty safe with all those policemen, all those big-bodied firemen?
I feel safe.
And how are your boys doing? Your son's getting married yet?
Oh, my eldest son's wedding is this summer.
This summer?
And the youngest in the fall.
Summer and fall. Well, I know you must be so happy, especially about the eldest. You said you'd been worried about the eldest, all the troubles he got into. He's lucky he didn't land in jail, don't you think? Don't you think he's lucky he didn't land in jail?
I suppose he was. He is lucky. He finally met the right girl.
That's all it took? Must be one of those miracle girls, one of those American Girl doll girls. I wish my daughter would get married. I like having her in the house, but I wish she'd gotten married and given me some grandkids, which won't ever happen now that she's had a hysterectomy.
You didn't switch my stuff, did you?
You're asking me?
Yes, I am.
Well, I did not.
Okay.
How can you even ask me
I
that?
just don't know who else.
So therefore it must be me, because I'm still angry about slavery, you think?
No.
Part of my culture, is that it? Well, it wasn't me.
Okay.
I will lay my hand on the Bible.
I'm sorry. It's so strange.
Stranger yet is you asking me. Well, it wasn't me.
I believe you.
I don't think you do.
I do.
I don't think so. I got a Bible right here. Let me lay my hand on it and swear. I swear on the Bible, and then I switch the stuff in the drawer, as God is my
not
witness.
Necessary.
Amen. Does that do it for you?
You didn't have to do that.
But I did. Does that convince you?
Yes, it does.
Now you
For what?
swear on the Bible.
I am not swearing on the Bible.
You don't believe in the powers of the Bible?
That's not the point.
I have a whole set of questions for you.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm not swearing on a Bible. What questions?
I want to know if you believe me or not.
I told you.
I want to know what you and the doctor were talking about this early morning.
I told you work stuff.
I want to know if you are threatening my job.
I am not.
Here's the Bible.
I don't do that.
You got something to hide?
I don't.
You mind if I have my present back?
You're kidding me, right?
I'm not.
Well, then you can have it back.
I don't think you'd like it anyway. You didn't seem too particularly enthused.
Here you go. This is not how you work out problems, Jacqueline.
No?
No, it isn't.
I told myself when I got this job, I was going to keep this job. I would do all that I could to keep this job. Anything and everything to keep hold of this job, because I want this job. This is the kind of job that has some dignity.
I think it's important that we get along.
Working in the Xerox room is slave work, since we're on the subject, since we have slavery in the brain ruling the day. Because in Xerox, they lock you up in this small room with about a zillion machines all going at once, and you never hear anything, you never see anyone until you walk out at the end of the day. And you've got the Xerox smell, and the Xerox breath, and the Xerox dizziness, the lack of balance from a day's work. I'm sick of being handed those kinds of jobs. I am sick to death of it.
I think we should get along.
And I don't. We should do our jobs so we don't need to get along. And you can quote me in your notebook. Do I hear somebody crying? Is there somebody nearby that's crying?
Excuse me.
Eileen jumps up and runs to the restroom.
You're excused. Are you all right? Are you sick? Can I help you? Who are you talking to in there? You talking to yourself? You want me to run and get the doctor? Why don't I run and get the doctor? You want me to get the doctor?
Just tell him I had to leave. I wasn't feeling well.
Did I do something? Can I do something?
Nothing. You can do nothing. I've tried
What?
to help you.
Have you? Help me. Really?
I have, but I won't anymore.
Good. You can stop helping me. Just focus on your own work and maybe you'll feel a little better.
You know, I actually thought we were friends.
We were friendly. That's all.
Giggling a bit as she says, watching Eileen leave the room.
Oh, my. My. That girl is in a hurry.
She giggles a bit more and turns to look to make sure Eileen is gone. She takes out her Bible, looks at it, grips the Bible, squeezing it hard as she can, and then puts it to her forehead. We can hear her whisper for a bit. She then puts the Bible back in her drawer and begins to work again. Lights crossfade to the next morning.
And as I left, she started giggling.
Really?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me about this yesterday?
Well, I'm saying something now.
No, but you should have said something about it in your notebook.
Well, I couldn't write about that. I left work early.
With that kind of behavior, okay?
Okay.
In fact, I want you to write about what Jackie did, backdate it, and I'll send it off to HR. They need to know right away. She sounds unstable. Crazy. So will you do that?
I will.
First thing.
All right.
Because right now, HR is thinking it should be a remediation.
Remediation? So she could stay here forever.
Let's not get panicky.
Well, my husband wanted me to tell you that unless you get rid of her, I was going to have to quit my job.
Well, I understand his concern.
I don't mean to threaten you.
I know you don't.
I love working with you so much.
And I love having you here.
I couldn't ask for a better boss. I really couldn't.
And that means a lot.
But my husband thinks that it might be dangerous to stay. He even thought that she might bring a gun to work.
I don't think we should go that far.
Well, but my husband put the idea in my head and now it's there. It's permanently planted and not without some legitimacy, I might add. What with all the gun violence we see and hear about all the time and all day long. My husband says we're this close to a minority uprising. I mean, those people are angry, he says, and those people are ready for battle. So stockpiling guns and ammunition and meeting in the basements of their homes, talking in chants and sign language.
Shh.
I'm so sorry.
You are safe with me.
Am I? Well, how does that work exactly?
I'm here, aren't I?
Oh.
Right around the corner.
So if she pulls out a gun.
Oh, she's not going to pull out a gun.
If she pulls out a gun.
She won't.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm positive. I'm absolute about that.
But when she figures out that I am the one who is informing HR.
I'm already telling HR that they are my observations, not
No,
yours.
She's seen my notebook, my writing.
It doesn't matter because I'm going to tell HR that she's been threatening you.
But she hasn't.
She has. Veiled threats.
Failed.
You're scared of her, right?
Uncomfortable.
Scared to death?
Well, I am scared.
And why is that?
She says things. She does things. She tortures me.
Veiled threats. All of them.
Is that what they are?
You obviously feel threatened and HR needs to know.
But then, well, it doesn't seem quite true, does it? Doesn't seem quite honest. And I've already done so much lying.
And part of what I've learned as I've moved through life is that honesty is not always the best policy. I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes honesty is nothing but the narrow observations of a narcissist.
Well, I don't get it.
Trust me on this, son, Eileen, please. I think of myself as a good person, an honest person.
I do too.
But I made a mistake when I hired Jackie. I thought I was doing a good thing, the decent thing, and I did it without thinking about all the things that you should think about before you hire. So I've got to make it right and correct things as quickly as I can. The longer she's here, the harder it will be. And worst of all, I might end up losing you, right?
My husband thinks I should quit.
And I can't let that happen.
Oh my God.
What?
My drawers have all been changed.
What?
She's taken each drawer and moved the contents from one drawer to another. Oh my God.
Don't you worry. We'll fix it, okay? Don't you worry.
Every drawer.
You're sure it's her?
I'm positive.
Come here. Come here. I'll take care of it. I swear. There will be no more veiled threats from Jackie. You believe me?
Yes.
A hug? She'll be gone, you know. She'll be gone. Don't you worry about that.
Good morning.
Where did you come from?
Why are you asking me that? I come from home.
You just suddenly appear.
You two in here telling dirty jokes?
We were not telling.
Dirty jokes.
Then you've got nothing to worry about.
What have you got there, Jacqueline?
I thought maybe it was my turn to bring the breakfast treats. I figured Eileen was so upset yesterday with her anxiety attack and all. I thought it might be nice for me to do it. I figured Eileen wouldn't quite have the time, and isn't it my turn anyway? I mean, after all the treats she's brought in.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
I figured I can make the coffee too. No hazelnut. Isn't that right, Doc?
That is right.
How did you know I didn't bring in anything?
I asked Cece in the cafeteria, and she said, no, you hadn't gotten anything today.
I got behind this morning. I didn't have the time.
I suspected that.
Oh?
And I wasn't sure you'd be in today. You seemed so poorly when you left.
But she's fine now.
Are you feeling better?
I am.
I'll be back in my office.
Do you ever tell jokes during surgery, Dr. Williams?
Jokes?
I just read that surgeons tell jokes during surgery.
I do not tell jokes.
Good for you. The coffee should be done real soon.
I'll be waiting.
Oh, doctor, you can call me Jackie. I don't care. I thought about it, and I know most people who are named Jacqueline are eventually called Jackie, so you can call me Jackie.
Jacqueline is okay with me.
Just thought I would offer.
And thanks for the coffee and pastries, too.
Oh, and I want so much to apologize for upsetting Mrs. Saunders.
Mrs. Saunders.
Eileen didn't tell you?
Actually, Mrs. Saunders...
I did not.
Anyway, I am so sorry. I really thought I was being as efficient as I could, but I learned from experience.
Good.
And I did, too, although I really was trying to follow the rules that Eileen gave me. But I guess I misinterpreted them.
I never.
Oh, yes, honey, you did, but that happens. Now it's water under the bridge, and we just go on. You like pecans, Dr. Williams?
I like pecans.
I'm going to make you a pecan pie. Does your wife ever make you pecan pie?
She doesn't bake.
Then I'll make you some tonight and bring it tomorrow.
I don't know if I'll eat it. I like to watch my weight.
Oh, you'll eat it. Trust me, you can't turn down my pecan pie. Are those kids I've seen you with the other day yours, Doc?
Yes.
They are beautiful children.
Thank you.
I bet you and your young wife are very proud.
We are very proud.
You thinking of having more babies?
No. I think 2 is enough.
But they're fun, aren't they? Little babies, little children.
They can be.
I remember my first baby girl. I came home from the hospital and was so excited that I walked 5 long city blocks to my sister so I could show her my baby. I only had her 2 weeks though because she died of sudden infant syndrome. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, so your wife doesn't want more babies?
We're divorced.
Well, me too. So tell me something, doctor. Why can't white people and black people just get along? Do you ever wonder that, doctor?
Maybe. Once in a while.
I just don't get it. Are you Republican, doctor?
Oh, I'd rather.
That's none of my business, although you just turned 6 shades of pale. Here,
What is it?
a reconciliation note.
Reconciliation.
I've not expressed my appreciation for your leadership, Dr. Williams, but I would like you to now know that in the hope that we can reconcile. Go ahead, open it. And what's it say?
Thank you for being a wonderful boss.
And it's signed.
You ain't fat, doctor.
That's all it is. You ain't that, doctor.
That's very nice.
Oh, you can't give me back that card. You keep that card. Pecan pies for tomorrow. You have a nice morning.
You too.
What a nice man. And good looking too. Too bad he doesn't like black people. What are you doing there?
Someone moved my stuff again.
Now, you sure you aren't doing it and just forgetting? I do that kind of thing all the time.
No, I know for sure it's not me.
Then it must be the janitor.
I don't think so.
You know, I really wasn't expecting you here today.
We should probably talk about what happened.
Your anxiety attack?
It wasn't an anxiety attack.
Oh, so what was it then?
I was upset.
Cheese Danish is your favorite, right?
I like them.
I got you too.
I probably won't eat either one.
I am so sorry about yesterday.
You are. But you were giggling when I left.
I was sneezing.
That wasn't.
Muffled sneezing. Why would I giggle? Why would I giggle at such a moment? I wouldn't have done that for anything. I know I get too defensive sometimes. I've learned to go on the defensive. I told myself how, but then I forgot that you have your new job and that you are just trying to impress the doctor.
I'm not trying to impress.
So I forgive you.
You forgive me.
I do. Look at what I brought back.
I don't need a gift.
Take it, please.
I really just don't want it.
I think we should get along. Don't you still think so?
If that's possible.
Make it possible. Take my gift. Go ahead, open it.
I thought you wanted me to open it in private.
I think you'll like this gift, so I'm not worried. Go ahead, open it. It's not a bomb. It's not going to go off. You opening it like it's going to explode. It's not going to explode. It's a nice gift. Open it. It's a friendship poem that you set up like a painting and you put it on that easel so you can look at it all the time.
I don't feel like...
It says a lot about what a true friend really is. This is my favorite part. And friends like trees take turns shading one another from the harsh sunlight. I think maybe it's my turn to shade you, don't you?
I don't need shade.
I also like this part. Sometimes you just know when the right person meets you on the forested path of life. A person who takes you in immediately, who makes your path clearer, brighter, and leads you to the sunshine of your living. So just set it up here. It doesn't take up much room. I'll throw all that away. So, no dirty jokes today?
No, there were no dirty jokes.
Were you talking about me?
No.
You weren't talking about me.
We were not.
Looks like he was hugging you.
It was just kind of a pep talk.
Well, that sure is a nice of him to hug you and pep you up like that. Do you feel better now after the pep talk?
A little.
It looks like it to me he likes you and the doctor falling in love.
You are not to say that.
It looks like love.
And don't say that.
You're not having an affair, are you? I hope not.
Stop that.
That's adulterous.
Stop it.
You know, Alana down on the 3rd floor said she thought she saw you and the doctor smooching on the 4th floor.
That is a lie.
She said you were like love doves smooching in the corner.
You are not funny.
She said it was about time that older woman got the younger man.
That is not funny, Jacqueline.
I'm just kidding you. You should see your face.
What's wrong with my face?
It's all flushed up like a balloon, all red and puffy. You should have stayed home today.
I'm okay.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You didn't tell the doctor about all that happened. That wasn't the reason he was hugging you, was it?
We weren't talking about you.
Oh, well, I thought you were.
We weren't. I told him that I got sick. I had a dizzy spell.
An anxiety attack.
No, a dizzy spell.
I think it was anxiety.
I told him a dizzy spell.
Well, then, thank you.
No problem.
I mean that.
Do you?
I do. I want us to get along. We used to get along better, remember? Then I leave for 5 days, come back and find everything changed, and I don't know why. Like I was walking into the room for the first time, talking to you like I've never known you. Things are different. Molecules spinning around the wrong direction, and I sneeze. You know why?
No.
I don't either, but I think I need to figure out why. Oh, you know, I made the strangest discovery on the Chicago Avenue bus today. I was really kind of flashing illumination. It really was. You know, the kind of light that draws you in and brings everything closer, so close you can almost see the molecules working together. You know what I mean? I take that bus every day.
I do.
I get up. I catch my straight to the point Chicago Avenue bus, which ends up here, almost to the door. So close, in fact, that I sometimes pretend that I've just been dropped off by my chauffeur. And each and every day on the Chicago Avenue bus, I end up standing back to back with these young professional types, young white men, sometimes 4 or 5 of them, all of them from the same beautiful housing development on May Street. And it's a weird mix, you know. There's these 4 or 5 professional types riding a bus crowded with a lot of people coming in from the West Side, the hotel maids, the bellhops, the clerks at Macy's, the Ontario Street Post Office, the receptionists at Northwestern Hospitals, the janitors and the janitoresses. And I hear these pretty men, these pretty white men talking about Rasheeda this and Rasheeda that. And I'm thinking to myself, who in the world are they talking about? Who is this Rasheeda? But then today I was jostled by the crowd into the inner circle of these 4 or 5 white men when the bus stops and this large, stern, frozen-faced, middle-aged black woman pushes by them and gets off. And one of these young professionals turns to the other and says, "There goes Rasheeda." And I thought, they know her? How do they know her? They can't know her, can they? But then there's another stop, and this time 3 middle-aged black women get off, pushing their way to the exit door, and one of those young, flushed, pink-skinned professionals turns to the groups and says, "There must be a Rasheeda convention." And they laugh, all of them laugh so loud it fills a bus, the seats and the ears of everyone near them with hot air, and I thought, oh, I get it. Rasheeda is their name for all the middle-aged black women who work the hotels, the post offices, the department stores, the doctor's offices. And as the bus pulled up to my stop, I thought, oh my. Do they think I'm a Rasheeda? Do they want to take revenge against me as one more Rasheeda in the world who at some time during the day for a few seconds, a brief few minutes might have control of something they want, a stamp, a clean towel, an appointment with a doctor? And as the straight to the point Chicago Avenue bus approaches my stop, I try real hard to keep them from thinking that about me. I hold back my feelings. I steel myself into rigid, frozen face model of exactness that I still get so nervous about getting off the bus that I almost miss my stop because I don't want to get off and hear them call me a Rasheeda. It's a Muslim name after all. My name is Jacqueline. Jackie if they want, if they insist. That's nothing like Rasheeda. But the bus stops and I do get off, and I hear all 5 of them say in unison, "Rasheeda number 5, that's a record." And they laugh, you know, because it's very funny, and so clever of them, of those young white professional men who ride the bus together and together have found a very specific and lovely sounding secret code of a replacement for the word nigger. So 21st century, I think, don't you? Using a secret code to set off laugh bombs on the bus, and then chuckling under their breath at their victims who wonder if ignoring the problem only makes it worse, and who then wonder if setting off a bomb, a real bomb, might clear up the problem, you know, like the Muslims do, like those Islamic people. Boom, boom, kill, kill. You would never call me Rasheeda, would you?
No.
The doctor would, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
I think he would. I bet he would. I know he would.
Is that story true?
You think I made it up? You think I could make that up?
No, I'm sorry, but you've been saying things lately.
And you too. You've been saying things lately.
It's such a strange story. It's awful.
It is strange. It is awful. You want some coffee? It's done.
No, thank you. I really am sorry, Jacqueline. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to respond.
You could ride the bus with me. Protect me from your male folk.
Not everyone is a racist.
Really? I'll have to think about that one. Here's your coffee.
I said I didn't want any.
Oh, I'll take it then. Not bad. By the way, the Mexicans were very quiet last night. It was so nice. I thought across the street said the 13-year-old daughter killed herself. Hung herself in her clothes closet. 13 years old and pregnant by her cousin. I thought you wanted to know since you like to hear my stories about the Mexicans. I promise I won't move your things again. I promise. Really. I won't do it again. Ever. I was just clowning around. Just clowning. There's something in the air, you know, Eileen. Some noxious, toxic stimuli that makes me a little crazy, I guess. Dr. Williams' office. This is Rasheeda speaking. How can I help you?
The lights crossfade to the next morning. Dr. Williams and Eileen are in a secret conversation.
So this is my last day.
What?
My last day.
You can't do that to me.
I have to.
Just like that.
I don't feel like I have a choice.
You will never get another job if I have anything to do with it.
Then why would you threaten me like that, Dr. Williams, after all the good I've tried to do for you?
I'm sorry.
I worked hard for you. I hung on your every word, did what you asked, what you wanted, and so you threatened me?
And I was out of line.
I could file a complaint against you.
Please, I'm sorry. I really meant it as a compliment.
Are you kidding?
I just don't know what I'll do without you. That's all it was, I swear.
I have a gun in my purse.
What?
I have a gun. It's in my purse.
You can't bring a gun in here.
Yes, I can. It's easy.
I can't allow you.
I told my husband and sons what you said about Jacqueline's veiled threats, and they wanted to come with me. They wanted to stand guard, but I wouldn't hear of it. So they insisted I take a gun with me just in case something happened, and I believe now with all that's been said, with all that she's done, that something is going to happen.
So you're going to shoot her?
I might. Or just point it at her.
You have got to get rid of that thing.
You're going to take it away from me.
I'm hoping that I won't have to.
You don't understand what she's done to me. You don't know how much she makes me feel her anger, how much this office stinks of it.
Stinks of it?
I mean, I suppose some people are immune, but I want you to know, Dr. Williams, that I spent all of yesterday shivering in fear so badly that my muscles started to ache, wondering for 9 hours what was going to happen.
And what did happen?
Nothing.
See? And she did her work?
She did her work, and she did it perfectly, which means that it will be even harder to move her out of this office.
So you brought a gun?
A gun. You want to see it?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I don't mind showing you.
You know, there are so many other ways one can manipulate this situation.
That's the word my oldest son used to describe your behavior towards me. He said you were manipulating me, that if anyone was using veiled threats, it was you.
I am not.
I think maybe you are. I think maybe he's right. I told him how you defined honesty as the tool of the narcissist.
That is not what I meant.
Well, what did you mean?
I didn't mean that.
So what?
It's difficult to explain.
One so easily manipulated as me.
Stop twisting my words.
I wonder if, Doctor, if Jacqueline stands every night at the end of your bed.
What?
Does she stare at you from the bathroom mirror every morning?
That sounds like paranoia.
Is that what makes you uncomfortable with Jacqueline? Your paranoia?
I'm not paranoid, and she doesn't make me uncomfortable.
But you said.
Nobody stares at me from my bathroom window. Nobody stands at the foot of my bed. Now give me the fucking gun. Jack?
Good morning, y'all. I wanted to get here early so I wouldn't miss any important data on today's patients. And don't you ask me again where I come from, Doc. You know the answer to that. What's wrong with you two? You look scared or something.
Good morning, Jacqueline.
Jackie.
Jackie.
And good morning to you, Dr. Williams. Hope I didn't interrupt you two's hugging and kissing.
What?
We were not hugging and kissing.
I'm just kidding you. We got a lot of patients today.
I haven't run off the list yet.
I ran it off 20 minutes ago. Got here. Got it right here. Kind of a long list, Doctor. I hope you're up for it.
What time did you get here?
Around 6.
6.
And I feel like I've already put in a full day.
Who let you in at 6 in the morning?
Junior let me in. I told him I had a lot of work to do today because I was going to ask you if I could leave a little early. My neighbor's 12-year-old girl died yesterday afternoon. She hung herself in her clothes closet. Saddest story in the world. My neighbor across the alley told me she jumped off a box filled with American Girl dolls. Isn't that something? Her mother found her and ran screaming out of the house and down the street with the whole neighborhood running from their houses, their apartments, to see what was going on. There's a wake at the funeral home just down the block from where I live. If I can leave a little early, it would give me time to order some flowers and pay my respects. She was the sweetest little girl. Hard to believe suicide even crossed her mind, but then she was pregnant, so probably thought she was at the end of her world. They say that all those American Girl dolls in her box were Latina. So can I do that, Dr. Williams? Would you mind if I left a little early?
Can you handle things, Eileen? It should be okay.
Thank you so much, Eileen. And I will make it up to you, both of you. Oh, so it looks like Mrs. Saunders is back again, first thing this morning.
I did know that.
She's a character.
Were you listening to us, Jacqueline?
Jackie.
Were you listening?
You mean in the bathroom?
Yes. Were you listening at the door?
Why? Were you talking about me?
No.
Do you think I was listening?
That's why I asked.
Well, I wasn't. Do you believe me? Do you believe me?
Yes.
But what if I was? What if I was standing in the bathroom with my ear to the door? What if I heard every word you do? How would you feel? Would you be embarrassed?
Frankly, no.
Then you have nothing to be worried about. You thought I was listening at the door, Doc. I can't believe you are that worried about what I think. Oh, you know, I ran into Peggy Bright, who works in HR, and she says Pam Edson's going to be working up here with us. Said someone was quitting or something. I can't believe you weren't going to tell me, Eileen. Just going to sneak on out of here?
It is not.
It was sudden.
Well, I will miss you.
And I will.
What was that? Miss me too? Well, that is sweet of you. I mean, you've taught me everything I knew about this office, such as how to treat patients like small, greedy children.
I don't remember saying that.
Along with a number of other things, if you know what I mean. Let me give you a hug. You good. You know you're real good. How about a hug, Doctor, for your new office manager?
Well,
we will make a good team. I want you to know that. Now, why are you so shy all of a sudden? We're going to be working together. Look at you. 5 shades of red just blowing up like a big old balloon. I bet you don't know where Mrs. Saunders' records are.
What?
You said that despite the mess on your desk, you knew where everything was.
I do.
So you find Mrs. Saunders' records. She's already 5 minutes late.
I know where they are.
I better get to the back.
Oh, stay just for a minute. Let's see if Eileen can find Mrs. Saunders' records. Good morning, Mrs. Saunders.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Eileen was just pulling your records. Is your son park in the car?
Yes, he is. If he can find a place, he has to drive around for half an hour just to find a place in the hospital parking lot. That doesn't seem right to me.
Good morning, Mrs. Saunders.
Good morning, doctor. You must be tired of seeing me.
My favorite patient. Never.
You look really pretty today, Mrs. Saunders.
Well, thank you.
That color is so becoming.
It's actually my granddaughter's favorite.
Hard to believe you're a grandmother. You don't look a day over 29.
I wish I felt 29.
I'll take good care of you today. Walk you down to the waiting area, make sure your son finds you, get you some coffee.
Can I have coffee? I thought they told me.
They always exaggerate, those people. You surely can have yourself a little coffee. Have you found Mrs. Saunders' records, Eileen?
Just about.
Here they are, right where you put them in the middle of all this. Seen a mess at your desk, Mrs. Saunders?
Not in a professional establishment, no. I always keep things very neat.
I bet you do. Now you slip your arm right through here, hold on to me, and I will walk with you to the waiting room, unless you want a wheelchair.
Oh, no, I much prefer this, thank you. Although, you know, I just had both knees replaced, so I'm a little unsteady.
As are we all. You got a hole there?
Yes.
I'll be back in a minute. I want to make sure Rose gets where she needs to be and has some coffee once she's in place. Now, don't you go shooting me in the back, Eileen. I know you people have a tendency to do that. You weren't really going to pull that gun on me, were you? Your big old gun?
You need to be careful, Jackie.
What?
You need to be careful.
I thought we were friends, honey. I really did.
You and I could never be friends.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Oh, and doctor, I put your pecan pie on your desk. Knowing you as I do, I figured you'd want the whole thing for yourself. Let's go, Mrs. Saunders. Got a good hold on my arm?
Yes, I do.
You know, you do look so pretty today.
I try to dress up when I go see the doctor, no matter how I feel.
Very smart idea. Now tell me,
Better.
oh, good idea. Very smart idea. Now tell me, Rose, do you think Black people and white people should socialize?
I think so. I think it's all right. Oh, you don't see much of it, but I think it's fine. So what happened to the other Black woman?
What other Black woman?
The other one, she was here the other 2 times I came.
Oh, yes, you mean Rasheeda. You know, we had to let her go. She had a real attitude problem.
I think she was still angry about slavery.
She was.
So I'm not surprised.
And you know something? I'm not surprised either.